Okay, so I'm not going to do a reaction video to this because I genuinely think this is something that needs to be discussed properly. I fundamentally do not believe that the friend zone exists. By implying that somebody has put you in the friend zone, what you're saying is that you expressed an interest in having a romantic or a sexual relationship with somebody that goes beyond platonic friendship. They express their disinterest in that, and that is them putting a boundary in place. So it's therefore your responsibility to respect that boundary, whether they're just not attracted to you, whether they're interested in somebody else, or they simply don't want to ruin perhaps an existing friendship. You have to respect the fact that they put that boundary in place. There's not really anything more that should be said. However, implying that the friend zone is a negative thing completely devalues and undermines the importance of platonic friendships. I personally get a great deal out of my friendships. I can offer unconditional love and support to my friends, and I get a great deal back from them. So I really think that we should reconsider how we use this term.
Greetings and salutations, my brothers. Welcome to the ministry. On today's episode, we are taking a look at the friend zone. If you ask 10 men, it would be safe to assume that at least 8 of them have a story being put there. It's a tale as old as time, men who have feelings for women who don't share the feelings back. Normally, this can be easily solved by both people walking away and moving on with their lives. But to the modern woman, the friend zone is her roster of men she can use for everything under the sun, except for physical intimacy. She will use him for free meals, a shoulder to cry on, and anything else you can imagine. Her friend zone is filled with men she'll treat like a significant other in all of the worst ways possible. And the rules for the friend zone are relatively simple. Once you get in, there's no getting out. But men are waking up to this nonsense and are refusing such treatment. Because no matter the woman, a man is nothing without his dignity. But before we begin, if you haven't already, we kindly invite you to subscribe to the Ministry of Masculinity. Men are tired, my brothers. We are tired of being treated like third-class citizens because of our chromosome makeup. We're tired of being told to sit down, shut up, and worship at the gilded altar of modern progress. But it's come to the point where men are saying, enough is enough, and they're not taking the mistreatment anymore. It's not worth it. So, spaces like this are essential for men as they work on themselves and work to build each other up. So, please show your support by subscribing to the channel today. Now, on to today's video.
What's the best way to friend zone someone without actually saying the words? Besties, I got you. Maybe this guy in your life hasn't actually expressed the feelings, even though you might have an idea, but you, for whatever reason, don't want to give him an idea that there is a chance. If you are hanging out, do not wear an attractive, suggestive outfit at all. It is not supposed to be a date, right? And you don't want to give that person the idea. So cover it up. Make sure it is the least scandalous. Put on a baggy sweatshirt, a grandmother cardigan, whatever it is. You don't want this guy to get any ideas, right? You don't want to look like you even tried. On that note of trying, the other thing I'll say is to use minimal makeup. Don't use your best stuff on a guy that you're not even interested in. Now I know what you're gonna say. Some guys really like the natural, no makeup, minimal look. But for women, oftentimes if they are trying to impress a certain guy, they're gonna put some makeup on. Whatever you're doing as a hangout, there will be no question at all that it is a date. So no drinks in a dimly lit place, no dinner, don't let him pay, straight to coffee. Take it to a coffee date. Sorry, that was a slip. It's not a date, remember? It's coffee. It's a coffee hang. Second thing around this, if you're trying to friend zone someone, you're only gonna see them during the day, right? Don't make nighttime plans because nighttime is when dates happen. And lastly, time box it. You need to have an end to these plans. So keep it to an hour at max. Put it in the middle of your work week. It's gotta be a weekday. It's gotta seem like it's kind of among your errands, right? It can't be on a weekend because weekend time is reserved truly for dates a lot of the times. I'm sure I'm missing a lot of key pieces here, but if you also have some tips on how to friend zone in a very subtle way, drop them in the comments so that we can help everyone else out.
Ask any man that's been friend zoned and they will tell you it's an experience that can only be described as soul-crushing. He has feelings for a woman who clearly doesn't feel the same way, yet she feels compelled to keep him in her life. In many ways, whether she knows it or not, she will lead him on and feed him breadcrumbs of hope that one day, there might be something between them. But until then, He must take her out for meals, plan fun trips for her, and listen to her relationship drama. He is forced to take on all of the responsibilities of a boyfriend without the emotional or physical intimacy that comes with that. And the longer a man stays in the friend zone, the more it messes with his head. In the woman's eyes, she thinks that she's maintaining a friendship, either ignorant of or not caring that man is suffering because of this treatment.
Want to know the number one reason why men get friend-zoned? It's because they're afraid of being rejected. So they end up putting themselves in the friend zone without even realizing it. How? By playing it safe. So when they meet a girl they like, they start acting more like a friend than someone who's actually really interested in her romantically. And in many cases, it happens subconsciously and they're not even aware of it. And when the guy acts more like a friend without even realizing it, not making a move and playing it safe, they end up in the friend zone without even realizing it. Women are really attracted to men who are not afraid to step out of their comfort zones and take risks. It's really attractive when a man is willing to express his attraction, and especially when he's not afraid of being rejected. So if you're a man and want to get out of the friend zone, take a risk and start showing her that you actually want more than a friendship. And remember, if she rejects you, it doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you. It just means that you haven't found the right person yet. Don't give up, and the person who's meant for you will come along when the timing is perfect. As long as you stop playing it safe because you're scared of being rejected.
There are so many videos online about how to friend zone men, as well as how to get out of the friend zone. But this raises an interesting question. Even if you could get out of the friend zone with a woman, would you even want to? Would it not be better to just walk away? If a woman puts you into the friend zone, it's her way of telling you that even though she has zero desire to be with you on a romantic level, she still has use for you. There are still many resources you can provide for her. And after experiencing something like that, why would you want to be romantically involved with someone who would treat you that coldly? If she became romantically interested in you all of the sudden, would you be able to look at her the same way knowing she had no problem disrespecting you in such a way? This may not be true for all cases, but it seems to be growing more and more common by the day.
Guys get friend-zoned, but girls get fuck-zoned. A boy stops talking to us suddenly after he gets a girlfriend, or starts ghosting us after we reject his first move. A friendship that we valued, we thought mattered, if only just a little to him, turned out not to matter at all. But in the end, we're the bad guys. We're the ones who lead the good guys on. Of course, we should just expect that's what you always want. We should just expect that friendship is never as valuable as a twist of our hand. They got friend-zoned. They only lost another girl, another rejection. But we lost a friend, someone we thought was worth more. We lost a friend.
It's very interesting how, when a modern woman puts a man in the friend zone, it's considered a standard practice. However, if a man puts a woman in the friend zone, all of the sudden, it's an affront to that woman's character. She cannot stand the idea of being treated that way by a man she likes, because in her eyes, she's the main character in the movie known as Planet Earth. She cannot fathom the idea of anybody not wanting her romantically. And when it happens to her, it's a hurtful, heartbreaking gesture that completely destroys her. Yet when she does it, it's completely different. When she friend zones a man, it's always completely justified. And when faced with this particular dilemma, if a man has feelings for a woman who doesn't feel the same way, the best thing to do is to just walk away and move on. Because the only way to stay out of the friend zone is to never be put into a situation where they are forced to be there. And that's going to do it for today's video, my brothers. If you found yourself enjoying this content, then we hope we have earned your subscription to the Ministry of Masculinity. Be sure to like this video and share with as many of our fellow brothers as you can as well. Thank you for watching, and we will see you on the next episode of the Ministry of Masculinity.